Is Jarren Duran from the Boston Red Sox on the move even after the Red Sox have a 10-game win streak? What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Bat for Baseball, the baddest baseball podcast on the internet, presented to you by Betway. I'm Adam Peddle, joined alongside by Nicholas Playlog. We were just looking at the latest MLB trade rumors, and I'm seeing all these articles, all these reports of Jarren Duran getting traded, and I'm thinking there's no effing way, but we got to talk about it because everybody right now is talking about how even though the Red Sox have crawled and clawed their way back into contention, might part ways with one of their best players on the rosters. Before we get into it, hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. Initial thoughts when you're seeing these articles right here talking about Jarren Duran and talking about he could be on the way out the door, like the Padres being enamored with the outfielder, and other reports like the Boston Red Sox predicted to go and part ways with Duran. What are you thinking?
That's the big one, is the Padres right there. They are the team that right now is showing significant interest in trading for Jarren Duran. Now, it's one thing to show interest, though, because you could say that I'm interested in getting Aaron Judge off the New York Yankees, or I'm interested in trading for Paul Skeens, which is very true in both of those scenarios, but it doesn't mean it's actually going to happen. However, once Alex Bregman came back, there was reports that, well, now that he's healthy, now that he's feeling good, he might be open to an extension with the Boston Red Sox. They might want to pay him lots of money, and they might not want to allow him to hit free agency because he's been so good. Whilst that was going on, there was talks of, oh, well, if they're going to commit all this money to Alex Bregman, and they have a plethora of cheap, young, exciting outfield prospects, maybe it might make sense for them to take Jarren Duran and flip him for some other type of prospects like pitchers or like bullpen help or anything like that. This is a wild scenario just to even consider because you are talking about somebody who's effectively been leading off all season for the Boston Red Sox. He's got 16 stolen bags, 52 runs scored. The OPS isn't as good as I think it could be for a dude like Duran, but we know that this is a very talented baseball player in his own right. In the previous 2 seasons prior to this one, he was top tier. So I expect those numbers to go up. I think that the Padres expect those numbers to go up. And I also don't think that we'd even be flirting or talking about this if the Boston Red Sox hadn't already proven this season that they are fucking psychopaths and are willing to trade away guys that might be core roster pieces to them, like a Jarren Duran.
I mean, the whole Rafael Devers situation is, unless there's something going on behind the doors that we don't know of, where he's got beef with the front office, it's a very different situation where Rafael Devers got traded because of a personnel issue. Unless there's a personnel issue, I don't see Jarren Duran going anywhere. Like, this guy is helping your team win games, and you want to go to the playoffs. Like, do I agree that the Red Sox are crazy? Absolutely. But like trading Jarren Duran, which is an all-star, MVP of the all-star game last year, has back-to-back seasons other than this year of 800 OPS, can steal you a shitload of bases. Like, it just doesn't make sense for you to part ways. Yeah, you have a lot of exciting young guys coming up, but you're hoping that they become Jarren Duran. So for me, it just doesn't make sense when you're in a wild card window right now, playoff picture, to be going and parting ways with your dude that you apparently or supposedly should have good relationships with.
No, and I get that, man. I do understand that. I think that Boston, though, proved earlier this year that they're willing to play or they're willing to manage their baseball team like it's MLB The Show. And if I'm just looking at names and numbers and moving pieces and value and everything like that, then maybe I might want to flirt with the idea of taking somebody like a Jarren Duran and flipping him for your number 1, your number 2, your number whatever prospect in your system. There's actually a mock trade right here, and this was by Bleacher Report. This isn't something that, has been, I guess, discussed between the Padres, between the Reds, or at least to our knowledge, we don't know if it has. But they were proposing that the San Diego Padres would receive Jarren Duran, and that the Boston Red Sox would get right-handed pitcher Jeremiah Estrada, and then also the Padres' number 1 prospect in shortstop Leo De Vries. Boston fans, You guys let me know in the comments down below. Is that enough for you? Is that something that you would be interested in? When you look at their roster, I mean, Duran is obviously a key factor to it, but recently there's been a lot of contributions from a lot of other dudes as well. Bregman obviously back. Anthony really starting to pick it up. Willie Abreu breaking out in a big way. Rafaela having a breakout season. There's a lot of guys there. So, again, I agree with you. It seems ludicrous, but I'm not going to put it past them.
Because, like, the whole thing is a lot of people are making arguments, too, like, well, they might as well go get some bullpen help, and it's not like their bullpen's bad. It's 5th in ERA. It's 11th in WHIP. Like, is it really that much of a desperate need to go and trade Jarren Duran for a bullpen help? And, yeah, you get a top guy back, but are you really that desperate? It feels so just weird. And right now, like, honestly, all these articles just feel like they just want that to happen. And look what's happening right now. One person writes about it, another person writes about it, we talk about it, now it's picking up fire. To our knowledge, no one's actually talking about this in the industry other than the media. So we'll see if that, that like idea becomes a reality.
Well,
I guess
the Padres are talking about.
Well, I mean, look,
whether the Boston Red Sox are picking the phone up and listening is what you're wondering.
But like anyone could say that. Like I'm interested in, like we've been saying it. We're interested in Jacob DeGrom. The Blue Jays have actually come out and said they'd be interested in Jacob DeGrom if a trade happens. We actually got a report that the Rangers are not going to be trading anyone just yet, especially Jacob DeGrom. He's not going anywhere according to Bob Nightingale. So it's the same shit. Like one team could say, yeah, I want your best player, and the other team's like, well, that's just ludicrous,
Well, and I guess that's honestly the report that we're waiting on then, because Texas came out and said we're not doing it. Boston has yet to say anything like that. Now, Jarren Duran, while it's as exciting as it might be, if you're looking for, I would argue, a much cheaper option, maybe not monetarily speaking, but cheaper in terms of a trade package for that. Actually, it's not outfield. He used to be outfield. Now it's just DH. Marcell Ozuna is the guy that I'm talking about right now, folks. I was thinking, you could go get this guy for the outfield. No, he's not even an outfield anymore. For the last 2 seasons, he is just DH'd, and he has now come out and said that he is willing to waive the no-trade clause. That's obviously important. I wasn't even aware that was a major factor for him and maybe trading for him. I guess teams, this is the inner workings. Like, if you're a squad that needs to go out and trade for him, well, you got to know, is he going to actually be willing to come to my team? Apparently, on the final year of his deal, he could be interested in doing that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of guys out there, there's not a lot of guys out there that are really demanding bats, right? There's only Eugenio Suarez and maybe a handful of guys. But this is a dude that could be added to that pool, right? Even though the numbers aren't as sexy as they were in the past, still a very good hitter. 115 OPS plus, OPS of 762. Not as many bombs as he used to have in the past, but yeah, you can buy him on a cheap, send a couple of your middling tier prospects over. Maybe he gets a little bit hot in the second half with a new team. Going to take a little bit of time. You got to get acclimated to a new ball club. But if you got a spot in the DH hole, go put him in there.
See, I actually think that Marcell Ozuna would be great on another squad, and specifically speaking, because I know that over there in Atlanta, he has been one of the individuals who has just been getting the Aaron Judge treatment. It's ball after ball after ball, and you can see it, right? The batting average is at 239, so he's starting to chase some hits here, but the on-base is 130 points higher than the batting average, so they're not throwing him strikes over there in Atlanta, because right now, anyways, the people who are batting behind him are just not doing a very good job. So if you were to take Ozuna and you were to go and you were to put him I don't know, on a team where the people behind him, the people in front of him are actually doing really good stuff, then that might be a bit of a different story.
Yeah, look at that. Albies, Alvarez, Michael Harris, Allen. Why would I ever pitch to you?
If the inning starts off with Ozuna, I'm not throwing to you, man, because I know that those guys, they're not going to be able to bat you in.
Yeah, Sean Murphy gets on, he gets a double. There's your walk.
Seriously,
there's your walk.
It's easy. So, yeah, from my understanding, Ozuna is not getting pitched a whole lot of fastballs and just balls in the zone in general. But you put him batting behind somebody like an Aaron Judge or in front of an Aaron Judge or what have you, that will automatically change. The final thing that we wanted to talk about here was Louis Robert Jr. Now, this used to be way more exciting. A year, 2 years ago, we could make a whole video breaking down Louis Robert Jr., and a lot of you guys probably would have watched. This season, though, he has not been playing nearly as well as in the past. However, that's not stopping 8 teams from showing interest in him.
Yeah, that's wild to me. I thought there'd be like little to no interest in Louis Robert Jr. Even the Chicago White Sox themselves came out and said, well, if he's not playing well, we're not going to trade him, because why would we do that? We still have control of this guy, so why are we going to trade him if he's worth basically nothing? And he's been getting more worse as the season goes on. You have the Phillies, the Dodgers, the Padres, the Royals, and the Mets. These are really good teams, maybe other than the Royals. Really good teams that are going to be on the top of the divisions, competing for the World Series. They want Louis Robert Jr. I'm not fully up to date with everyone's roster situation, whether they have a spot for Louis Robert Jr., but to me at this point, it's an experiment, and you only got this guy for 2 months. And are you really going to go and add this guy to your bench, take up a roster spot when he's got an OPS of 599? Like, for me, at some point when you're one of those top dogs, like, no disrespect to you, Louis, but why waste your time on you? Like, why waste your time and waste a spot that you could go getting someone else that's much, much better?
So the one argument I think against what you're saying, and I do tend to agree with you for the most part, but Louis Robert Jr. could be, at this point in his career, a great role player. And that's honestly what I'm looking at him as.
In what way?
In the way that, go over to his Baseball Savant page, in the way that the defense is phenomenal and the sprint speed is also phenomenal. So a pinch runner, because he's got 22 stolen bags, a pinch runner and a defensive replacement, like this is your, Kevin Kiermaier, but with like significant speed and also youth, like that. Fair. I can see as being an actual reason for people to go out and trade for him. But I'm certainly not paying a whole lot.
No,
I'm not paying a whole lot.
No, if you really need a pinch runner in DH, I mean, yeah, you're right. That's the Kevin Kiermaier. Dodgers have they literally got Kevin Kiermaier a couple. Was it last year? I think it was last year, wasn't it? They got Kevin Kiermaier. You want another Kevin Kiermaier? That's what Louis Robert Jr. is nowadays. No longer the slugger of the past. I just keep thinking about like his old teammate Eloy Jimenez, who I guess he didn't provide much defense or running sprint speed as well, and he got traded to the Orioles, and it was like, that's a big waste. That was just a waste of a spot.
Yeah, of course, right? And again, like if you're a really, really good team like the Dodgers, do you even have a roster spot for somebody who's batting 190? Like even though he provides, a great on base threat, and then, or not on base threat, but once he gets on base, he is a threat. Which rarely happens. But yeah, I mean, so it's going to be tough to see exactly how he would fit into a serious contending team. But apparently, there's 8 squads out there that have some interest in him. We shall see if the White Sox decide to move on from him.
All right, guys, before we hop off, let's give a quick shout out to Betway. Hit your picks and knock it out of the park with Betway. Scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the details section to join the action. Only available in Ontario. Must be 19 years or older. Please play responsibly. If you did want to bet on Marcell Ozuna in any capacity on Betway, then you want to pick him for MVP, because that's the only category he's eligible for, which is a 201 times your money. So you bet $1, you'll make $201. Isn't that special?
I assume that there's no line for not winning MVP. Eh?
No, that would probably be like 0.0000000.
Listen, I like Ozuna. I think he'll pop off in whatever team he decides, or not him, but he inevitably gets moved to. I don't know if he's going to win MVP.
Not going to win MVP, but guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments down below about all these trade rumors. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Bad for Baseball, and we'll catch you next time.
Cheers.